Today, my lecture is dynamic. I'm always trying to change the topic to adjust what you want to know, how I can help you. This is my style, okay? Especially because this class is an economic issue, right? So I can teach anything I want if I teach it in English. But however, today's topic is one. Right, and two is I have to teach. According to the syllabus, I have to touch upon economics. Probably history of economics. Okay, very dynamic way of seeing the history of economics, which is quite unique. Professor Shotani at this school really loves my idea. Original. For me, is maybe I'll teach lecture on the marketing again. I was about to teach last time. Okay. And four is, if I have time, are you familiar with analytical hierarchy processing, however hardware? AHP. That's operational research, ways of thinking. And that is one of the theories I brought into my social principles theory. Okay, so I can explain, it's very, very interesting, okay? So I can touch upon AHP. Why? It is probably, okay. Is there anyone, if you can, you want to be a genius? Okay. Nobody wants to. That's okay, good. There is a way to be a genius. So I can explain how you can become a genius. Okay, that's good. And six is, we have to talk about which movie we have to go to see in this month, right? Did you do a research? Okay. Film. Of course, we will discuss about the film, but in terms of economics and the society. That's my point. Because the film is always a reflection of the society and the people, the struggles, conflict, right? So now, let's do. Maybe I have to skip one of those, and maybe I can cover everything. You see? So, yeah, I did. Yeah, right here. Last lecture, at the end of the last lecture, Shiomi asked me a question about where this lecture goes. Okay, that's a very good point. This lecture is going into a very, very, in the philosophical term, very personal. I want you to know that social science is very, very personal, right? Economics is very personal, very personal. Okay, so this is the third lecture, and I'm going to give you how many? 14, 50 lectures? But this point of view, my theory is very personal. It's like a literature. I'm a novelist, right? I'm a novelist. I'm a film director. And I'm studying informational engineering, I'm teaching economics here. But I'm very, very artsy in a sense. And what is the social science? Social science is
survey.
survey,
Survey about the people. Social.
social science. Okay, what is economics now then?
Economic is trade between the people. Trade between the
Among people, trade.
Trade.
Okay, okay. The market economy, you mean? Okay. And what is the economics for you?
It's a system.
Hmm?
System. It's a system that
System. Okay, okay. Right. So, I think you know that I'm a survivor in the subway gas attack. Okay? And there is a group which appears on TV quite often, very often, called Tokyo Subway Sarin Gas Attack Survivors Victims Association. Yes? A widow, maybe at her 70s, appears. Okay? Do you know? Are you familiar? Every March 20th in Japan, she appears and she gives a speech to the mass media. There is a that kind of group representing the victims, and she shows up on TV always with the two lawyers. One is Kenji Utsunomiya. He is the former head of Japan Bar Association. You know, Bar Association, Association of Lawyers. And another guy is Yuji Nakamura. He's also very known liberal left-wing attorney. 2004, I contacted them because I'm a survivor. Can I join? They said no. Why? I don't know. What is the answer? You're not really doing any activities. Okay? 2019, I wrote an email to the Yuji Nakamura, the lawyer. Okay? Then I asked him, since I once married with a former member of the cult once, but I didn't mention it, do you have any particular reason not to be able to accept me? He wrote to me that, no, we won't accept any new members. Right? Is this democracy? Do you think it's democracy? No. And then they are negotiating with the government as if they are representing us. That's something strange, right? That happened to me since 2004. So I was trying to look into the society, why this happens, what is the mechanism behind it. It's very personal. Don't you think? It's very inadequate. What now happens is, okay, this year, March 20th, I went to the flower ceremony of the sarin gas attack. You can look up on the internet. Once in a while, I omitted your part, don't worry. Okay, so I uploaded onto the YouTube, but I shot my visit to the flower ceremony, memorial flower ceremony. All media ignored me. All media ignored me. Okay? Why it happened? Did I do anything wrong? No. Why it happened? This is my personal journey, or my quest to understand the mechanism of society. That's how I developed this social principles. Why it happens? What is the society? What is the principles of the society? Why this social failure take place? Yeah. So, as I mentioned that I'm fighting alone, literally alone. Okay, current ruling party LDP ignored me, left wing ignored me, apologize. I have nothing to do for you, Atsushi, but I'm fighting alone. So that's why if you look up on the YouTube, find me. I made a 1 hour speech in English at the Foreign Correspondence Class of Japan, Club of Japan. Okay. Everybody knows me. Everybody knows the failure. Everybody ignores it. You see? But I have my guess or maybe estimate of why it happens. This is a theory I'm going to give a lecture to you in this whole series, okay? So, I cannot help keep repeating. Social science, economics, is very, very personal quest for anyone, for economists, all economists, okay? They are doing it, but they have some internal reason to think about the society. Not just for the sake of thinking logics, okay? Not only for the survey. They must have a personal reason to pursue it. You understand? And through the courses of the lecture series, maybe in the end I will explain why it happens to me and how I'm going to change it. That change might take place next year. How I fight it against it alone, how I change it. It's not democratic. It's something wrong, but everybody ignores it, right? It's simple, you know. No elementary school people support this situation, yeah? It's wrong, yes, it's wrong, but it happens. But anyhow, that's the number one. Okay? Now, today I would like to talk about the history of the economics. Okay. Do you remember in the last lecture I introduced Hegel? Remember? Hegel is a guy. Hegel was born 1831 and died 17, right? Do you remember when? August 27th, okay? That's my same birthday as mine. August 27th, okay? But he was born, Hegel, okay? Remember, he is under the influence of existence of God, right? Napoleon, not Napoleon Dynamite, if you know. Napoleon is the manifestation of God's will and his will. That makes dialectic development, creating the phenomena we see. That's his theory. You remember? You remember? Okay, that's his. He is under the God's influence. Okay. Now, do you know who is the father of economics? What you study here?
Adam Smith.
Adam Smith, okay. Do you know when he was born? Not my birthday. You know? I have a question. China is a socialist country or now capitalism country? From your point of view? Socialism? Okay, I don't know. That's why I asked. I see. So, do you know when? Which century Adam Smith was born and worked? you know. He was born, I have a cheat sheet, 1729. Yeah? He passed away 1737. Okay? You are not a freshman in this school, yeah? Right? So you studied something about economics. You're freshman? Second year. Sophomore, right? Okay. So I will ask you, what did Adam Smith say? What is his theory?
You can just leave everything on market system.
Market economy, yes. He is a believer. This way, okay. He is a believer of market economy, okay? Or he coined the concept of market economy. Market economy is based on what? Market economy needs the concept of division of labor, right? So he coined that concept too. He created that concept, yes? You need a division of labor, right? I'm good, I'm better, so I do this. You are better, please do that, right? Okay. But interestingly, this division of labor does not include experience curve. You know experience curve? Okay. This is a slightly off the topic, but it is good to know, okay? Experience curve was discovered. This is not a theory, or it's more like a findings. Okay, 1960 or something like that. Japan. Japanese economy was so good around the time, yeah? After the World War II. And then America was very unhappy because Japan is selling cars too cheap. Don't you think? You heard about that story, right? Why it happens? Why it happens? That is the answer. The experience curve is the answer. Okay? Basically, experience curve is like this. If you double the experience, let's say you are thinking about economics, right? And the first day, 2 hours, yes? Second day, 2 hours. Okay. At the end of the second day, you double the accumulated time of giving a thought to the economics, right? Correct? You are with me. If you double your efficiency of thinking about economics must be improved 20 to 30%. That's why you keep working on a certain thing, you can be better and better. 20 to 30%, okay? It's interesting, yes? And all the management theory now, like McKinsey, Boston Consult, they are relying on this. That's at least until now. It's one of the major discovery for management theory. But also, it's very important theory for economics. Because that was like a 1960 or something like that, right? That's way after Adam Smith. Adam Smith didn't know this, right? But division of labor works this way, you know? You understand? Once once you start a career, you tend to stuck in the same career. Okay. If you work for a bank, another job is probably a bank. Then the third job is likely a bank because you gain experience, you know what to do, right? Because this is a theory relying on. You understand? Right? So I warn you, after this school, what you do is very, very important for you. That almost decide what do you do in your entire life, some way or another. I struggled. I used to work for other agency, left, right? The entrepreneur from scratch, becoming a film director, novelist, studying engineering. It's very ridiculously wasting all my life, you know. Because I'm going up this way. But I have another answer for this, why I do this. But anyhow, this is good to know, experience, okay? Later, maybe I come back and then extend it to sophisticated management theories later, if I have a chance in this series, okay? So, important thing is Adam Smith coined the division of labor and market economy, and God invisible hand, yeah, solve the issue, right? Solve the issue. God invisible hand can solve the issue, yeah, automatically. Did you notice that God exists in his mind? Don't you think? God was existing in 1729. Hego, this era in Europe. Jesus Christ is up in there, you know. They're watching, he is watching you. He is trying to solve the issues for you, right? So, his philosophy has a limit like this, you know. Right? Okay? Now, who challenged this, you know? Who challenged him? There's no God exists. Do you know the materialism? You don't know the materialism? Materialism is a Karl Marx. Primarily, this school is known for the studies in Das Kapital, right? Based on the Das Kapital, the socialism, capitalism. Capitalism was written by Karl Marx, okay? And Karl Marx basically what? Denies God, yeah? God. There is only mind and only humans. We cannot let. What he says is a religion is a, you know, have you heard of this? Religion is the opium for the people who suffer struggles. You know opium? Opium is the, you know opium? You don't know? Opium is a drug. Like British Kingdom came and then they tried to sell the people in China. They try to sell opium, then that becomes a war, yeah? Drug. So according to Karl Marx, religion is opium for the people who suffer so much. They need opium. He didn't completely deny the role of the religion. People need it because they suffer so much. But he said that God doesn't exist, only the material exists, yeah? We are the one of materials who has a brain and a mind, okay? That's materialism. Then, someone killed God around here. You know, German philosopher Nietzsche. Have you ever heard of the philosopher named Nietzsche? You know? You know? Okay. I don't know. How do I spell? N-I-T. I don't remember. Anyhow, you look up, okay, Nietzsche. In Japanese, Nietzsche. And he is known for the fact that he denied the existence of God by saying God is dead. You know it? Yes. God is dead, okay? So now, around this time, he killed God. Thanks to him or not, the Karl Marx came up with the denial of the existence of God. Then, what did he invent? Do you know Karl Marx, of course, right? What did he invent? He wrote down Das Kapital, the Capital, right? He wrote, but Das Kapital, in English name, the capitalism, or capital, is criticizing the market economy, calling it as the capitalism, correct? Right? So now, Karl Marx brought up alternative idea. Yes, Karl Marx is a son of he is a believer of Hegelian dialectic development. People like labor and the bourgeois, rich people struggled, then come up to the new society. Yeah, that's what he believed. And what would be the ideal economic system for Karl Marx? You know, what is it? What is it?
People fight for people. People fight for people.
People buy for people.
Yeah.
I see. It's democratic, you mean? I see. What do you think? What? Socialist, you say? Your country. So, socialism is the alternative Karl Marx proposed, okay? Right? Socialism is a Karl Marx proposed as an alternative for the market economy. What is the socialism really? They have a smart people at the center, in the central government. He gathers all the information and make a plan. Pretty much like still current China, right? Power, people in power with the best and brightest, gather all the information, think this way we should go, yes? Right? So that's why the people in the center have so much power, yes? This is the socialism. So, socialism is pretty much about, what is this? Planned economy, yes? Planned economy, yes, right? With a social plan. I know that China has a 100 years plan, right? No? 300 years plan? 100 years, right? I know, they have a very grandiose vision. That's the way, planned economy. And then, another economist is called Hayek. You know Hayek? Friedrich Hayek is known, okay? He is an Australian economic philosopher and economist. He won the Nobel Prize. It means like around the time Nobel Prize was created, maybe, I don't know. But anyhow, Friedrich Hayek was what? Born 1899. He died 19 92. And I can show you how YouTube is interesting now. You can watch the video on Hayek, on socialism. Yeah? Yeah, it's interesting, don't you think, right? Yeah, you think, yes, all right. So let me show you how the Hayek perceives the I cannot show it, but I can sound you can listen, okay? You try, huh? Because I cannot put it there, I'm sorry. If you look up on the Hayek on socialism, this is what he says. He says, okay, not I say. That's a 3-minute.
You say socialism is impossible in a technical sense. Now, what exactly do you mean by that?
It proposes a solution which is not a solution. You cannot. Well, it takes a long time, but it's my central problem. Socialism assumes that all the available knowledge can be used by a single central authority. It overlooks that the modern society, which I now prefer to call the extended organ, which exceeds the perception of any individual mind, is based on the utilization of widely dispersed knowledge. And once you are aware that we can achieve that great utilization of available resources only because we utilize the knowledge of millions of men, it becomes clear that the assumption of socialism as a central authority in command of all this knowledge is just not correct.
So what you're doing is you're turning on its head the common point one often hears from the left, that because the problems of modern society are so difficult that they require planning, you're saying because they're so complex, they make planning impossible.
Well, I think the nicest form to put it is to say that socialism, protesting against the production for profit and not for use, objects to what makes the extended society possible. Production for use is only possible in a society where we know all the facts. But to achieve the situation where we are all working for people who we do not know and are being supported by the people.
He mostly said what we want to know, right? He says like it's impossible, yeah, for a central authority can collect all the information and make a plan, basically. Yes, because I don't know what you want to do, right? I don't know what you want to eat, so I cannot prepare food as a manufacturer of food, right? So it's impossible. So everyone has to work diligently, hard enough to in the market economy. And now okay, this is the Adam Smith is called the classical economics. This is called the neo economics. Okay? Neo. New. Once it was denied by the socialism. Okay? Now then, by the socialism, coming back here, Hayek says, it's impossible to run a state with the socialism. Doesn't pay off well. So, from my point of view, China is trying to be hybrid, right? They have a market too. They have a market economy. They somehow trying to, I don't know, it's a long time. China is a country with a history of how many years? So long, right? So they're trying to figure out with the power of the authority, they try to make it efficient, viable social system. They are still struggling. That's what I understand. I don't know, I'm not expert, but Hayek denied socialism, Okay. Then my question is though, is market economy is perfect thing? Is perfect? No problem? What happens? There must be a failure of the market, right? What is a failure? Yeah, what is the problem? What is the problem of the Paksa. What is the problem of the market economy?
The purpose of marketing program.
Purpose of market economy? Market economy is the economic system where we can exchange things, buy and sell, in the market. And people in the society work hard, utilizing themselves fully. That's a society, yeah? Not like a plan, okay? This village, how many cans of the sardine you need, consume, and then we supply, yeah? Not like that. What is the problem, okay? Always, okay. What is the starting point economics? I have a question. Someone said, you said that, Adam Smith, you said that, right?
Yeah.
Adam Smith said everything's all right with the invisible hand. Adam Smith's theory is if demand goes down, price goes down, right? Does that system functioning well? No, right? One is price change is hard in wage, correct? And wage is like a compensation for work. It's hard to change. And some products or goods are hard to change the price. It's not adjusting well, right? And also something people say, menu, I don't remember, menu problem. It's hard for you to change the menu price, yes? Right? So it's not adjusting the demands and etc. And the demands and supplies doesn't meet well. That's why what happens, the economist fears most in the society is unemployment, right? A lot of unemployment is the last thing we want to see in the society, yes? Because we are not utilizing their talent and the possibility and the potential, yeah? So, unemployment is the challenge for the market economy, always. Now, someone came up with the modified economics. In England, his name is Keynes, John Maynard Keynes. Have you ever heard of him? Keynes, yeah? Yeah? okay? Keynes and his school called the Keynesian. Keynesian economy is the one try to modify pure classical economics. Because rich gets richer, poor gets poorer. That is also, so they started thinking about the distribution of the wealth, redistribution of the wealth, to make the society a little bit more viable, equal. Okay? That's the Keynes. Keynes was born 1883. He died 1946. See, interesting. 1946, the next year after the World War II end, right? Correct? So that's why the Great Depression, and around the time, I think he must work hard, yeah? Don't you think? Right? So, Keynes is like Adam Smith's modified version, or he tried to make the society a little bit viable. Okay. Now, Adam Smith's modified version, maybe Karl Marx denied it. So our society, any society didn't shift from the socialist country to capitalism or market economy country drastically. Some did, but not so drastically, okay? So now, Adam Smith, Karl Marx, then Keynes, right? And those are denied. No. Let the market handle. Don't touch it. You don't have a brain to think. You don't have information to think. That's what it is, right? Neoclassical economics. Are you with me? Okay? And then this school, I assume they don't have a God in their mind, yeah? Now, because it's denied. So, personally, I call this is the new economists without God in their mind. Yes? Sure. Yes. And I have an interesting conversation with my parents, my friends on parents. And then, did your parent, when you were small, when you do something wrong, God will punish you some way or another, something like that? They never said that, right? Right? God will punish you. If you don't finish your plate, throw it away, you're going to be punished. You don't say that, right? But your parents' age, or their grandparents, might be said that by their parents. You see? My friends have kids, they never say, you're going to be punished by God. See? I realize, that's my personal observation. Don't you think? You agree, right? In China, God doesn't exist. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. So, somehow we started not believing in that kind of mystical power so much anymore, yeah? Becoming more like an atheist or agnostic. That's the trend of the history. Sometimes reactionary, for religious reasons, some people do a terrorist attack, yeah? But that's not the mainstream. Mainstream humans are less with God now. And the question is, Buddhism is not with God, but we still, let's say that. My point is, some mystical power. Doesn't have to be God. I don't know that religion. Some mystical power is disappearing in our mind, yes? Now, this is my very big picture of the economic history. Now, again, this is also going to modify, okay? Second generation modified second generation modified economy, okay? That is called New Keynesian. The leader of this is Gregory Mankiw. Gregory Mankiw is today, I think, 62 years old. He's still active professor, yeah? Gregory, have you ever heard of the Mankiw's macroeconomics? You know, very, very established textbooks, right? So you read it, that means we are still under his vision, yeah? And Gregory Mankiw is a New Keynesian, so-called. New Keynesian is, from my terminology, new modified economics. Now, I have a question. I want you to think, all of you. Where we go next? What is the next? What is the next economy?
A bit of socialism.
Okay, like what?
Like what?
Once we failed it, it has to be modified.
Yeah, true. Not as a complete socialism, but more like a way to fix this capitalism, this excessive capitalism.
Okay?
I think the new economic system will appear in next time. Like socialism based on capitalism or capitalism based on socialism.
So, composite. Okay. Why composite? Just out of heaven. Combining hot dog, no?
Because I think China is composite of socialism and capitalism. And China is one of the most powerful country in the world.
No, yes.
So I think the time of China can be a new system in next time.
Okay. Park-san, what is your vision? What will happen next now? We are heading to. We are still under the Gregory Mankiw, you know, under the modified economy, new Keynesians, yeah? I think, personally think, we are heading to this way. Maybe I can explain it in detail later, but we are in the capitalism society, yes? In the sense that we have a company. Do you know how the company was invented? How company was started? Company system? You know? I think long time ago, in UK and Dutch, they created the East Indian Company. They tried to import tea, spice from India, sell it, okay? If you dispatch 10 ships, 9 sunk, yeah? So we have to come up with a very good scheme that is making a company. Let's say I don't want to dispatch one ship by myself because if I lose it, I lose everything. Yeah? Are you with me? Right? So let's say this class, you know, we are going to have 20 ships. Then at least we have the survived 2 ships, yes? That makes fortunes. That should be enough, compensate. That is one important theory in finance. Yes? called don't put all eggs in one basket. It's simple, right? Okay. For that purpose, people created a company. Because to control uncertainty, that's what you call risk, right? You cannot control. Is risk for uncertainty. Yes, right? So, my personal view is if you take a closer look at market economy, what happened is it is a mechanism socially trying to deal with the uncertainty. Okay. Let's assume that if we have a extensive enough information network that tells what you want, what the weather and natural environment would be, and everything can calculate it out. Is there any uncertainties, risks? Probably no, right? Don't you think? Then it could be, it's sort of social science fiction. It could be possible. If that we can assume that comfortably, we can tell you when he wants to go to toilet, right? And then what I should tell before, right before he goes to toilet, right? So we know everything, yes, right? Then market, maybe we don't need it. I don't know, maybe something like that might happen. I talked about this kind of thing with the Professor Shiotani, and he says like, oh, actually I'm trying to introduce the book. I don't know what the title. A book something like this. I didn't read it. I think it by myself. You know, you understand? If you have an extensive enough network and extensive enough information, maybe you can make a perfect plan, you know? Scary. You know? Maybe that plan can bring you a perfect husband for you, you know? Because every information, right? Or according to DNA, according to your lifestyle, we know exactly what you want. Hello, this is your husband, you know. Maybe that can be possible. We try to see very far in the future. Then coming back, calculating back, discounting back. Now we are here, yes? So we don't know. This market economy maybe can come back. Because of this, nowadays we call it singularity comes, right? 2040 AI is smarter, yes? Right? Smarter and singularity comes, and we never know. You understand? Now, what time now? How many minutes to go?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay. I skip the marketing. I will explain about this is two serious issues, like a very study. Yeah? Theory. I want to make it a little bit fun, okay? So, I will take a photo of this and I will use it for next week, you know. That's a very good way, huh? Yes. So now, I skip this. Now, it's a little bit fun story. How you become a genius, you know. Do you have any theory? You know how to become a genius? Give me your theory. Give me your idea how you can become a genius.
To do anything that we have to do, something like we do some experience.
Mm-hmm. Experience? Okay, I have another question for you to begin with, okay? give me your definition of genius. Then we can tackle the issue, yeah? Who is it? Shohei Ohtani is a genius? That period? That's it? What is a genius? What is a genius? Who is a genius? Next.
I think a genius is someone who can think differently.
So kids are genius? Yes, okay. And anyone think differently? Steve Jobs is a genius?
Crazy people can be a genius.
Who?
Crazy people.
Creative people are genius, okay. Next. In Thailand, there is no genius.
A genius?
Yeah. You don't know, okay.
I know some genius friends, and I think the definition is someone who can think crazily fast.
Crazily fast?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Right, next. Hmm?
What's the question?
Give me your definition
Yes.
about a genius. Who is a genius? Is there any Korean genius? Must be. What is the definition of a genius? Give it to me. Your version. That's fine. You don't know.
Oh, a genius. Very smart.
Very smart, okay.
Me?
Mm.
I think genius people, a genius person,
Mm.
like he's not Korean, maybe Jewish people
Mm.
named Solomon.
Mm.
I think wisdom.
Reasonable. So they have-
wisdom.
They have reasons to do things, okay? Next.
I think person is to stack the knowledge. So I think
Mm.
to be genius, the way to be genius, read the book. Read the book.
Hmm?
I think genius person is to stack knowledge. People.
No lazy.
Knowledge.
Work hard.
Knowledge.
Do you know?
No, work and not a stack of knowledge. So to read the book or do the many experience, it can stack the knowledge. So genius read the book or the many experience.
Experience.
Yes.
Need to be a genius. Okay. I took a class when I was a college student, luckily. Usually another professor was teaching the class, education. That year, he took a sick leave for a year. Yeah? And then another professor came, and he gave a lecture on how you become a genius. It's very good course, yeah? He gave me a definition. Genius, if you make a lot of volume, a lot of work, yeah, to high quality. All the work is high quality. Yeah. 3. All the works are creative. Yeah. Can you deny the fact that he is genius? Probably no. Right? Leonardo da Vinci, He was so creative. He produced so many work, right? Yeah, high quality. This is what genius definition, which I learned from my professor. I still, okay. And I happen to know a seasoned consultant, worked for a Boston consulting company group long time ago. Japanese, worked in Boston headquarters, and he's trying to compete against Da Vinci. And I personally, fortunately, I had a chance to be taught by him. Actually, not today, but maybe today. AHP, I learned from him. He taught me the AHP. Analytical hierarchy processing. That's very, very convenient tool in your life. AHP, I didn't prepare the note, was created by an American mathematician, okay? Thomas Sati, you remember Thomas Sati at the Pittsburgh University. And he died recently. So it's not globally prevailed, okay? But I can explain about HP, but I just defined the genius. I didn't tell you how to, yeah? That's what you want to know, right? I'm sorry. One is like a lot of inputs you need. Speaking of a genius, there are two kinds. One is a genius who died young. Yeah? When I was a college student and sitting in his class, he says, I'm sorry to tell you, I don't think you can become a genius type that is young because you're sitting there already. Right? But another type of genius you can become in your life is someone who can compose symphony. Yes, steps, width. Yes, that's what you can pursue. How you can become. He called it genius-like person. You can become a genius-like person. Yeah. And he said, if we want to become a genius-like person, you have lots of input. Yes? Lots of input. Keep inputting yourself. And then you have one ambition, one very high goal to pursue. Keep working on it. Like a karate practitioner, hit some stick, right? Every day. Every day you hit. Every day you hit. You have a pain here, but you keep hitting it. At the end of the day, you have some muscle here. That's how you build your knowledge. That's how you build your study. That's what he says, okay? And then the most, how many of you keep diary? You don't? Keep diary. Keeping diary is the key. Write. What do you think? And if you don't have anything to write, I have nothing to write, but I have to write. That's okay. At the end of the day, it becomes a habit. You think through the issues introspectively, meaning internally. Okay? Right? So please keep diary. Really, that helps. I am like a maniac for doing it. Somewhere or another you will find it, but I do it. Okay? And my answer, my own answer, which I can add to how you can become a genius, is you can, they are okay. You know, McKinsey consultant, yeah, they get paid well. They're very well educated, yes? But they are not genius. They are just bright. Maybe 1% of McKinsey, they have a genius. My answer. 1% of McKinsey people can create methodology. The method, the way you do things. The 99% of the best and brightest at the McKinsey, they do what they want. That's what they're good at. Maybe very, very few people can create a methodology, my own or his own way of thinking, approach, okay? So think about it. Then if you don't have one, right? Let's see, if you have a methodology, okay? If you have a methodology, one, right? Then that is applicable to many things, right? Then your work, its volume is high, of course, right? Because you have a methodology, yes? Two, all are creative, right? And you can create a very high quality, always, because you have a methodology, you see? So that's why, once you have a very core, abstract level, you have an approach to do it, you can become a genius. But it has to be developed probably by you, or it has to be modified by you to suit you perfectly. Okay? Now, I'm done. How to be a genius. Okay. I'm done. How many minutes to go?
15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay. Let's talk about the film. Before that, I have a very, let's touch upon HP because that helps you, okay? I have a way I'm going to teach you the most important things for you, yeah? How to select your husband and how to select your wife, okay? Okay? Give me 3 elements that you have to value important in your wife. Tell me. Kind? What is that? What is important? Park-san,
Yes.
what is important for you in your husband in your future?
Someone who have their house.
House.
House?
Own house.
Own house, okay. Rich?
Yes.
Rich, okay. Second?
Personally.
Personality?
Yeah. Personally.
Personality.
Yes.
What is a personality? Divided or in detail?
Kind.
Kind, okay. All right. So next.
Handsome.
Handsome, looking. So if you don't mind that he's short, tall, too tall?
Tall.
Tall.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever, yeah? So let's say someone on the street find you, approach you, he proposed to you. Would you marry me, right? So you say you are primarily based on 3 elements you judge, right? Okay. I have a question. This is the usual way of doing things, right? Can you give me the weight? Okay. Let's say this is 0.2, 0.3. That makes 0.5. If I aggregated it, 1.0, right? That's the weight. You know what I'm saying? Right? Give it to me, this score. Park-san, rich, how important? If she's rich, huh? 0.9?
5.
5?
Yeah.
0.5, okay. Right, all right. So now, what is the kindness?
2.
2. All right, and handsome is
3.
3, okay. So, that's very interesting observation. So, handsomeness is going to compensate 0.1 point toward the, right? Now, there is one guy came, and then you scored him, right? Then you give a score to each aspect. Handsomeness, yeah. I don't know. I shouldn't use other students as an example. So whatever the, what's his name? The main character of the baby. That's a Korean film directed by Japanese, you know. Baby broker.
Ah,
Yeah, you know that him, right? If he is the ordinary, not actor, he's the ordinary, he counts, okay? What is that? His score, tell me. Rich is 100 point, out of 100 point. He's rich enough, he's rich. Actor, he's actor. You know him, right? Song, what's his name? His name is something like Song Dong. What's his name? Character, actor of the baby broker.
baby broker.
You don't know him? It's too old, but it's okay. Yeah? You watch it? You saw him? He's very well known, yeah?
송강호?
Song Gang-ho, yes. How about if Song Gang-ho is for your criteria, is he how out of 100, how rich is he? 90?
Number?
1?
Yeah.
No.
1, maybe 8?
8? Only 8 points out of 100?
Yeah.
10 point scale or
10
8?
point.
10 point scale?
Yeah.
That's fine. And next,
1.
1.
1.
Then something like this, right? And then you find another Japanese male actor, I don't know which one. So you do this, right? Now you have a score. Then you can compare. That's what you want. It's very scary way of thinking. Yeah, okay? Very interesting, yeah? That's what this is called the analytical hierarchy okay, done. Okay, so when we choose the film we watch, we can use this, you know. Why? Right? And also this approach underlies my social principles. So I needed to explain it now, okay? So now, tell me the film we want to watch. The movie we have to watch. I'm going to stop my camera, okay? Tell me the movie. Song Gang-ho is a poor guy. I will